Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Clear ang audio ko.
Morning po, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear po
Okay.
audio.
Sige. Okay. Shared screen ko. Kita niyo na. Okay. Yes.
Okay na po, sir.
Kita naman po.
Sige. Start tayo. Economic evaluation. Excuse me. Okay. Start tayo. Economic evaluation. Di pa natin ito na-discuss, no? Project evaluation. Last week. Okay. Sige. This chapter's objective ay to know the criteria for economic evaluation, identify deliverables for economic evaluation, understand flow of money in a project and stages of upstream project evaluation, overview of field life cycle, and to introduce fundamental unit costs. Okay, so why do we need to have an economic evaluation? Okay, so ang economic evaluation ay ginagawa prior to uh, investing to a project. Bakit? Kasi sa economic evaluation, of course, pagka nagagawa ng study, dapat meron kang result sa dulo or recommendations. Dito sa economic evaluation, parang hindi parang na-foresee ng mga investors kung in the end, after investment, ay sila ba ay magkakaroon ng profit o wala? Or kikita o hindi? Ano? So, other purpose of economic evaluation ay yun, bidding to national oil companies. Bidding ng foreign oil companies or international oil companies to secure new petroleum acreage pala, sorry. Other purpose is farming into existing acreages. Ibig sabihin, searching or pag invest o uh, ano ba to? Pag invest sa mga existing businesses for oil and gas. Ano pa? Unitization agreements, sale and exchange of petroleum assets, project financing in the form of loans. Dito sa project financing in the form of loans, meron kasi mga project na after conducting a study of economic evaluation, makita mo na hindi kaya ng investor na i-finance ang project na to. So, other sources of funds ay kinukuha sa loans, ano, or kumahanap sila ng ibang investors o tawag ay shareholders to invest to them to have the source of fund, no, para dun sa project na yun. Ano pa? Propose new fiscal terms to national oil companies, evaluation of changes in governmental regulations which affect petroleum sector. Okay, so what are the deliverables that are expected naman on the contractor side? No? Of course, to have a monetary value and return to the company. No? Understanding of the impact to each major economic parameter on the decision, selection of optimal development options, and recommendation of fiscal terms and negotiation parameters. Okay, So flow of money in a project, so paano ba yun umiikot, 'no? So for example, nag-invest tayo sa project. To generate money, of course kailangan natin mag-invest. Source of funds for investment, yun nga, nabanggit ko kanina, puwedeng bank loans or through loans, and maghanap ka ng ibang, shareholders ano, as source of funds. So after investing, dito sa absorbing money, magkaka-absorb ka lang ng money kung in the case of oil and gas projects, di nandun ka na kapag nandun ka na sa production phase, ano, dun, yung start ng iyong uh, pag-take ng profit. Okay. So, economic analysis work flow. So, yung economic analysis nagsisimula yan sa, of course, sa pag-conduct ng study. Ano? Sa pag-conduct ng study, meron yung kanya-kanyang parang department. No? Merong uh, responsible for all the technicals, responsible for all the economic uh, studies. Ano? Yung for technical and other say departments conducting the study, no? Yan sila magko-consolidate, and then after that, titingnan nila kung in the end ay okay ba yung investment na to, prospective, probable ba o possible na may oil and gas reserve dito based sa study natin, ano. So gagawa sila ng economic model, and then after uh, ano to after nito ay implementation stage na, no. So sa implementation stage, dito makikita nila kung yung kinonduct nila na studies really actual na magiging okay din yung results, no? So sa pag-foresee naman ng economic results, kung magiging profitable ba o hindi yung isang project, yun yung economic indicators naman yung kanilang kinakalculate, ano. That's net present value, NPV, internal rate of return, IRR, yan. Economic indicators natin. Of course, kasama sa calculation nila yung risks, ano, yung na-discuss natin nakaraan, ano, geological risk, risk sa market kasi hindi control ang oil price. Okay, let's take a look on this overview for upstream project evaluation. Okay, so nagsisimula ang upstream project from the time of acquisition. So dito, uh, yung study to prove na mayroong oil and gas sa isang location ay yun, dun siya nagsistart gawin. So lahat ng data yung study ay ginagawa dito sa acquisition phase. Then after, um, kapag mataas yung possibility na mayroong oil and gas reserve sa isang location, dun magpo-proceed sa next phase, which is exploration. Sa exploration naman, yung cost na nai-incurred during exploration phase ay yan, mga seismic data gathering, drilling, and other supporting studies, ano, project screening and planning. So lahat yan ay uh, under ng exploration phase. And then after exploration phase, say for example, after drilling, okay, uh, confirmed may oil and gas sa ilalim. Sa development phase naman, mag-conduct ulit ng drilling, pero ano na siya, ready for production na. Kasi patunayan na natin na merong oil and gas sa ilalim. So sa development stage, yung mga costs na uh, included ay yung procurement, fabrication, installation, drilling, hookup, commissioning. Yan. And during hookup and commissioning, nangyayari yung first production. So after development phase, next ay yung production phase. So after production phase, kapag of course through time, kapag humuhugot ka ng oil and gas, nag-withdraw ka from the oil reservoir, oil and gas, magdi-deplete yung oil and gas reserve sa ilalim. And then, from there, of course, kapag nagdi-deplete, edi darating yung time, maubos siya until ma-reach mo yung abandonment phase. Well-field abandonment phase. So, kahit sa abandonment phase, meron pa rin dyan cost na kailangan o na-i-incur ang investor. Okay. So sa acquisition phase, ang acquisition cost includes yung sunk cost and acquisition cost. Tandaan nyo pa kung ano yung sunk cost. Sunk cost, again, ay yung kapag nag-invest ka, say for example, sa isang item, sa isang equipment, na wala kang makukuhang profit in return. So, sunk cost ang tawag doon. So, palubog. Okay. So, what else? Yung acquisition cost nga. So, that includes yung mga studies, data review, bayad sa manpower, petrophysicist, mga professionals na gumagawa ng study. Next phase ay exploration phase. During exploration phase, yung cost na na-incurred during exploration ay nakadepend sa read costs, time of drilling wells, well depth, of course. Pagka masyadong malalim, maraming pipeline ang gagamitin. hindi hindi and kapag masyadong malalim, vulnerable siya to breaking palagi ng pipe because of current ng tubig sa ilalim. So, yung mga ganong cases. So, it includes pa rin costs. Number of exploration wells, of course. Kapag gusto mong optimize ang production, maximize, hindi ka lang mag-rely sa isang well. No? Kasi kapag ganun, same lang din naman ang magagastos mo. So, mas matagal nga lang yung time na magugugol mo bago maubos yung reserves sa ilalim. Unlike kapag magdidrill ka ng maraming wells, shorter yung time, pero yung production is just the same. Kasi isa lang naman yung volume na kinukuha sa ilalim. Ano pa? Seismic. Seismic surveying to support the conducted studies during acquisition exploration phase. Next ay development phase. So development costs depend on the development concept, yung planning, yan dyan papasok yun, commissioning, ano ba, field sizing. Excuse me. Again, water depth, facilities, number of wells, and well costs, pipeline costs. Okay. Next. During production phase, costs include type of operations that will be used. Ano ba? Maintenance cost. Of course, kailangan in order para maging reliable yung equipment, of course, kailangan nyo ng monthly PM, preventive maintenance. And of course, gagastos ka to conduct that preventive maintenance sa mga tao na gagawa nun, and of course, sa mga magagamit mo in order for you to execute the maintenance procedure. like yung mga pag-top up ng mga lube oil sa rotating equipments, yan. So, kailangan yun. Ano pa? Workover. Ito naman kapag, say for example, nagkakaproblema sa during production or drilling, workover, ibig sabihin parang inulit mo ulit, no? Yung ah, isang trabaho. Say for example, during drilling, nagkaroon ka ng twisting ng pipe. Ah, sa sa almost sa pinaka-ilalim, no? So, ang kailangan mong gawin, pwede sa well planning, pwede mag-drill ka ulit, directional drilling, so gagamit ka ulit ng maraming pipe. So, parang, yun, yung work over, ulitin mo ulit yung trabaho because of some process offsets. Okay. Last is yung abandonment. Ano, abandonment costs depend on timing and salvage value. Salvage value, yung after mo magamit, say for example, isang equipment, and napakinabangan mo na siya, ano, and then, uh, pag ibinenta mo siya, so yun yung salvage value niya. Okay. So, project cost, again, includes in exploration, development, may nagtatanong ba? May, anong meron? May nagre-raise ba ng hand? Go, ano,
Question po, sir.
Mark.
Paano po nagka-come up po ang isang company kung i-abandon na po nila yung well?
Um, okay. During well planning and sa development stage and sa production stage, di ba meron kang forecasted o computed na volume ng oil reserve sa ilalim. Ano? Ibe-base mo yun sa total na na-produce mo. Ano? Kung say for example, malapit ka na dun sa o yung production, say for example, meron kang 10,000 barrels na oil reserve sa ilalim. So, dapat, ideally, dapat 10,000 barrels din yung i-withdraw mo from that, no? O mapoproduce mo from that well. Kapag reaching ka na dun sa, malapit ka na sa 10,000, say for example, nasa 9,000 barrels ka na na-produce out of that well, yan, magsisimula na ulit silang mag-recompute. Diyan papasok yung mga enhanced oil recovery na techniques. Pero kung hindi na siya ma-apply o talagang hindi na, wala nang napoproduce out of that well, then yun, magpa-plan na sila for abandonment. No? Yung sa abandonment planning naman, kasi kapag during production, ang makikita mo na lang naman sa isang well ay yung nading donkey. No? Nakita niyo na ba yun? Yung nading donkey na parang tungga. Yun. Yun na lang naman makikita mo dun. So, aalisin mo lang yun at yung well, papalitan mo lang ng Christmas tree or yung wellhead. Yun. Yun lang naman. So, yun. Minsan, ang ginagawa nila after abandonment, ginagawa nilang storage facility, yung reservoir na yun. Minsan, nilalagyan nila ng gas. Yun. So, yun. Mark, may tanong ka pa? Nyer.
Wala na naman po, sir.
Okay.
Salamat po.
Sige. Tanong pa kayo? Tanong pa kayo? O diretso na tayo?
Wala po, sir.
Sige. Balik tayo dito sa project cost. Exploration, again, yun. Cost during these phases are seismic, during development stage studies, production facilities, during production, maintenance, workover, manpower, and abandonment, decommissioning. Iba kasi kapag nasa onshore, iba rin pag sa offshore na well abandonment. So mas magastos kapag sa offshore kasi may mga subsea manifolds ka and mga ROVs na kailangan. Unlike kapag sa onshore, lalagyan mo lang ng wellhead. Uh, to just to isolate the well. Maglalagay ka lang ng mga valves, manual valves. Ito-plug mo lang yun. Okay. During production phase, ito. During production phase, ano to? Yung production forecast of oil and gas ay can be represented by this bar graph. Ano? So first production, syempre, nandun ka pa lang sa stage na inaano, tawag dun, tinetest mo yung performance ng iyong well. No? So during the first phase of production, dyan, ang tawag dun ay yung build-up period. No? Parang testing the waters ka pa. Tinetest mo pa kung hanggang saan ang maximum rate na kaya i-produce ng iyong well. No? So kapag narating mo na yung optimum rate, no? Ang sunod na period ay yung plateau period mo. So sa plateau period kasi na-reach mo na yung highest rate na kayang i-attain ng iyong well. So darating ka lang sa point na nandoon ka lang sa peak. No? So plateau period, ibig sabihin, walang pagbabago. Nandoon ka lang sa maximum rate of production. Plateau lang siya. Until such time na mag-start mag-decline kasi nababawasan ang oil and gas volume mo sa ilalim, reserve. Darating yung time mag-start siya mag-deplete. So ang tawag doon, from the time the oil starts to deplete, ay decline period until ma-reach niya yung point na siya ay almost empty na withdrawn o na-extract mo na lahat from that well. Sunod na doon yung abandonment period. So yun yung decline period. So sa production phase, meron tayong build up period, plateau, and decline period. So laging ganyan ang forecast sa oil and gas. Nag-iiba lang yan sa rate of production over time, of course. So yan. Next ay yan. Field cycle of isang project. So dati, sinasabi ko sa inyo, yung from acquisition, exploration, and development phase, mabilis na yung 5 years. No? So dito makikita nyo na from year 1, sa year 5 pa sila nagkaroon ng production period, itong green. So ganoon sadya. So makikita nyo, dito din sa year 1 up to year 4, kasi wala pang production, lahat ng cost na ginagamit nila o na nagagastos nila ay isa pupuntang negative. Ibig sabihin, walang profit na pumapasok pa. Ito. Kaya sa baba. Sa pababa. No? O lahat ng pera is for sa palabas. Ano ang term natin doon? Basta, sa palabas lahat ng pera. Kaya, yan, makikita nyo, sa ilalim siya. Okay, so bakit naman meron ditong maliliit na color yellow sa start ng production? Okay, kung sinasabi nyo, sir, na kumikita na dyan. Of course, kapag nagpo-produce ka na, hindi naman pwedeng papabayaan mo yung equipment. So, meron tayong maintenance, preventive maintenance. Meron din tayo operational expenses like yung kasama dyan yung manpower, bayad sa manpower. Hindi naman mag-ooperate ang iyong say for example isang oil and gas rig or isang project kung walang mga tao ano, na nagda-drive doon. So, yun. Kaya, may mga maliliit pa rin na color yellow. Ibig sabihin, yung outflow, yun. Money, outflow ng money ay dyan na pupunta for operational expenses, expenditures. Okay. So, um, types of unit costs, we have unit finding costs, UFC. So, to get that, yung exploration capex, ibig sabihin yung exploration capital expenditures over total total production. Unit development cost o UDC ay ganun lang din, no? Development capital expenditures used during development phase over the total production. Else, unit operating cost. No? So, total operational expenditures over total production. And unit technical cost yung nagamit during OPEX, CAPEX, over the total production. Ano? So, yeah, unit cost. So, to get the overall total unit cost, so summation ng lahat ng yan lang naman. Okay, so yun. Thank you. Yan, three. Okay. Tanong, sige. Proceed naman tayo dito sa Indonesian case. Okay, Indonesian case. Product sharing contract na-discuss din natin last time. Product sharing contract. Pero ano to? Product sharing contract ng Indonesia or Indonesian case. Bakit kailangan natin siyang alamin? Kasi sa Southeast Asia, itong Indonesian case o product sharing contract ng Indonesia ang first na na-develop no, during 60s. Although meron tayong sa Philippines, no, meron tayong Petroleum Act of 489 ba yun? O 389? Basta, meron tayong Petroleum Act 1949 at 1945. Although na-establish na natin yun, pero itong product sharing contract, hindi pa develop yung sa atin. So, Sa Southeast Asia, yung ah, PSC ng Indonesia ang ina-adopt ng other countries in Southeast Asia. So, sige, alamin natin ngayon. So, objective of this chapter ay to know about the background of ENP, exploration and production industry in Indonesia and relevant countries. To know and appreciate development of PSE, to understand Indonesian PSE terms and apply PSE terms in calculation, and to have some knowledge about some PSE, other PSE in Southeast Asia. Okay, itong slide na to, pinapakita lang naman yung location geographically ng Indonesia sa map. Yan. Bisan to. Yan. So basically, mas malaki ang population ng Indonesia and mas marami yung um, islands na meron sila. Almost triple ng atin. Okay. So, Indonesian case. So, ENP, Indonesian government developed the Indonesian Production Sharing Contract, which was introduced first during 1960s and has been adopted by many other oil producing countries in various modified forms. Okay. Under PSC, kagaya ng kagaya ng generalized, nakalagay din sa contract, it gives the rights to foreign oil companies, international oil companies, to explore, develop, and market resources, but still under general supervision of the state. And in this case, under the general supervision of SKKMI GAS o ito yung local or government-owned oil and gas company ng Indonesia. So search nyo lang ibig sabihin nito sa internet. Um, Yan. Exploration costs borne by the contractors are recovered. Ito yung cost recovery na pinag-uusapan natin last time. Ito, itong cost recovery na to. Ito yung tinutukoy dito. Ibig sabihin, pinapatong daw yun ng contractors during production na. During production phase na. No? Which is, ito nga, no? During production phase na siya. During production sharing contract. So, tayo. Na-highlight. Kaya, ito naman pala. Kita ba yung mouse pointer ko? Kita nyo din. Okay, so the oil and gas produced is then shared between the state and the international oil company. So, sabi dito, the key to the contract is the production sharing concept. O production sharing o dun sa equity, principle of equity or fairness. Dapat, both parties ay nakikitain pa rin. So the investor does not share the profits of venture but shares the production. So PSE can be compared to a business model of peasant farmers which are commonly applied within the archipelago. So sabi dito, the government ang may-ari ng paddy field and yung mga international oil companies ng peasant farmers which hunts for oil and gas. Okay. So overview of exploration and production industry in Indonesia. Makikita nyo dito, yung mga red dots na yan, yung exploration and production location of oil and gas in Indonesia, pero ito ay matagal nang data. Pero yeah, mostly sa western countries, western area, western part ng Indonesia siya matatagpuan. Okay. So, history of the development of PSC in Indonesia. So, first na concessionary ay prior to 1960s pa. Pero na-implement siya is during 1966, no? So, yun. PSC's first generation ay yun, during 1965. Ito. So, shares was based on the gross production or volume of oil and gas produced. So, ganun pa rin naman siya. Okay, so dati ang nakalagay dun sa PSC o sa contract ng production sharing nila. All the oil and gas reserves in Indonesia belongs to the government. The petroleum activities is only done by the government institution. Mining minister may appoint contractor to conduct the activities that could not be done by the government institution. So dati yan yung nakasaad sa kanilang PSC. Till bago nila inamend yung pinalitan yung terms na nandun sa kanilang sharing contract. Okay. So first gen ng PSC ng Indonesia, there was an unclear taxation system in Indonesia. That's why yung first gen pinalitan nila, no? Kasi yung the tax paid, yung binayad ng international oil companies na tax ay hindi ni-recognize, consider ng US. So nagpalit sila ng ilang terms sa kanilang sharing contract agreement. Ah, Kaya nagkaroon ng second generation PSC ang Indonesia. Yeah. From 70s to 90s, na-implement yung second generation PSC ng Indonesia uh, until the significant decrease in oil and gas o yung uh, draw, yun yung nagpa-change sa government para palitan ulit yung PSC nila because of economic recessions during 80s. So, nagkaroon ng third generation ng PSC. So, yun yung ginagamit during 90s, 1990 hanggang ngayon. Sa Indonesian PSC terms na ano lang naman, nadagdagan lang to ng ibang items like FTP o yung First Tranche Petroleum and DMO, itong Domestic Market Obligation.